This is Gamefaqs Top 10 Female Characters You Should Go Out With by a Writing Dog. Coolest female game characters? Hottest game characters? Babes. It's all been done. This list wants to dig deeper. If you want to be in a long-term relationship, which results in marriage or domestic partnership with a female character, who is she? And why? Now, this is not a call to fall in love with a computer-generated image voiced by an actor, rather a celebration of positive and believable female characters created in both North America and Japan over the several years. At the time when games in both sides of the world show the worrying tendencies of being either misogynistic or creepy by designing terrible characters, here are 10 of women you should consider asking for a date, if you're strong enough. Oh yeah, I write only female characters since I have no romantic feeling on men. If you do, go ahead with your top 10 male list. Finally, the list is ordered not by personal preference, but chronologically, based on the game's era. P.S. I try to avoid spoilers as possible. Sorry if I accidentally let out a big secret. Number 10. Rinoa Heartley from Final Fantasy VIII on the PlayStation. Good. She's cute, not gorgeous. Bad. She's a teenage mercenary. In effect, a child soldier. Good and bad. She's 17. I was also 17 when Final Fantasy VIII came out. The opening full-motion video is legendary. To the point it makes all Japanese large-budget games FMV heavy since then. Probably this is one of many catalysts, besides Cowboy Bebop, GTO manga, and some other third thing, of the global Japanese pop culture boom in late 90s and early 2000s. Enough about the game. Rinoa is a daughter of a general and a pianist, so you might want to keep your future father-in-law in mind. She has utilised her dog in battle long before Franklin Clinton does. In arts and cutscenes, okay? She looks and moves like the prettiest Asian girl you see in the mall. Boy, high school was good times with Rinoa despite the financial crisis and the race riots. Say, Blaster Edge. Don't say, for 4 discs long. Number 9. Asuka Kazama from Tekken 5 on the PS2. Good. She knows martial arts and BMX freestyle. Bad. She ditches the mission to arrest her evil cousin and uncle for the sake of fighting, in both senses, a psychopathic Monaco heiress. Good and bad, her Sunday clothes. Fighting games. They have buxom ladies who actually do nothing besides jumping around the screen screaming one-liners, yelling in very moderately sexy groan when defeated, and acting a bit for the ending video. We don't know why we buy them except to nurture our egos, personally and professionally. Asuka Kazama is the it girl of fighting games. Conventions aside, you won't see someone walking around wearing Chun-Li or Kasumi outfits, while Asuka's outfits still have proper places: her school uniform, her training uniform, and those shiny silver flaming pants and blue tank tops. In a rave club, maybe. Ling Xiaoyu is certainly sweeter, but her dedication to turn a Yakuza family into honest men is unsettling. Her pouts are annoying compared to Asuka's Osakan dialect, and that panda is cute, but I wish it's not always around. Big apologies to the more decent Julia or Christy. You lost to a plaid skirt and loafers. And BMX. Say, have you seen this man? He has long pigtail, and he's muscular. Oh, he's you. Don't say. Where am I? What happened? Number 8. Zoe Taylor from Bully on the PS2. Good. She's the first and only woman to be in stable romantic relationship with the GTA universe's protagonist. Bad. There are no many pictures of her. Not that she's the fairest maiden in Bulworth. Good and bad. She's the female counterpart of Jimmy Hopkins, a 21st century Holden Caulfield. Back in high school, I shunned squealing Chinese classmates and dreamed of a sarcastic and tomboy white girlfriend, this being 90s, the age of angry white female. Bully, set in a prep school, has plenty of female students with unique names and identities, rather than being random extras. Jimmy Hopkins, who hopefully won't appear as a criminal in any future GTA game, conquers and tribes the way a warrior does. Knock out the guys and kiss the girls. Of all girls Jimmy kisses, only Zoe Taylor is not part of his conquest. Other girls just cry or sulk and tell Jimmy to do something dirty for them. But Zoe is a happy accomplice. If she becomes a playable protagonist of GTA 6, I would not mind. She's about 23 by now. Say, why is everyone around here so fake? Don't say, I prefer to date older men and junkies. Number 7. Kirsty James from Command & Conquer 3, Tiberium Wars, on the PC. Good. A brunette GDI officer. Bad. Her world is a screwed up one. Environmental catastrophe, messianic maniac, and alien invasion. And it's ruled by Lando Calrissian. Good and bad, she calls you Commander. Command & Conquer has been a nerd heaven since it was a British game in mid-90s. Rocky soundtrack, FMVs, carnage. Beginning with Red Alert, the franchise introduced steamy good and bad ladies, played by actresses who look at you, talk to you, and Tanya kills people and animals mercilessly when you tell her to. When EA bought the franchise, they made several big chances, for better and worse. The actors were Hollywood, or at least FHM, notables, and Red Alert was made campy while CNC retained its dark tone. Command & Conquer 3 goes all out with the ladies. Of course, I go with the good girls of GDI, and it's a tough choice to pick between Jennifer Morrison and Grace Park. Sandra Telfair, however, is too angry and opinionated. Lieutenant James might subconsciously persuade you to join the Navy, where in the end you can earn the title Commander. Plus, you can still see Grace Park weekly on CBS. Hi! But it's been ages since we saw brunette Morrison. Say, join us. GDI could use a good soldier like you. Don't say, I thought you were too screwed up to love anyone. Number 6. Mei Ling from Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, on the PS3. Good. She saves everyone's ass. Now this is cavalry. Bad. She's so buried deep below even the minor characters, you might think she's not in the game. Good and bad. Even with the bad monkey, no reader remembers to take a picture of her. Metal Gear Solid. A genius of a game or a 12 hours self-righteous rants? I pick the latter. All the laments of the evil of war that omits anything that does with Japan. All the discussion about child soldier trauma that ends as an excuse to shoot models in bodysuits and asking them to pose later on, after frying their minions to dust. Duh. Complex storytelling that goes nowhere, involving an African ninja who looks like a J-Rock hunk. I'm sorry for all those. Yeah, all the spent hours of sneaking and passing through those videos, all of those fit into a disc? Neat! End with a clear and cool oasis. Mei Ling in US Navy officer uniform saves Old Snake and the gang, and she's grown mature. Hooray for a Japanese game for letting a woman to grow up beyond high school years. Why her instead of Meryl? Because she commands the USS Missouri. That's why. Say, Asian persuasion. Don't say. Confucius says this. In Japanese it means, while in English. Number 5. Kaoru Sayama from Yakuza 2 on the PS2. Good. She's known as the Yakuza Eater. Bad. She's never seen again after this game. Good and bad? The Yakuza Eater dates a Yakuza godfather? There's almost no good cop in GTA. There are some good cops in Yakuza. Kaoru Sayama is a hot and good cop from Osaka. Believing the Yakuza murdered her parents, she braves herself against those sociopath bullies and sends them to prison. Until the ex-godfather of Tokyo, Kazuma Kiryu, saves her life. In return, she follows him to Tokyo, changing in front of him, double teams punks with him, and has a real-time hacking duel, among other things. Kaoru is not playable. Actually, she's only dateable only through cutscenes instead of gameplay. But she can smash heads, she can hack, and she can drive like Michelle Rodriguez. Sadly, she leaves Japan in Yakuza 3. Well, maybe she's too young for Kiryu anyway. In another sad news, we might not able to play Yakuza 5 at all, since, Sega says we non-Japanese won't like it. Say, beer for breakfast. Don't say, video games? Those junks mess up with your head. Number 4. Alicia Melchior from Valkyria Chronicles on the PS3. Good. She's a good shot. Bad. She does not wear helmet in combat. Good and bad? Her time is only in the first game. You might not have heard of this game. Valkyria Chronicles takes place in 1935. Germany, East European, Imperial Alliance, who is in war with the Allied Atlantic Federation, attacks a neutral country of Switzerland, Gallia. While there, they are persecuting the hated ethnic minority, the Jews, Darsens. So you command the Gallian militia outfit, composed of male and female volunteers with distinct personalities, to fight back in a hybrid strategy / third-person shooter game. Kinda like Jagged Alliance, with more pleasant and more good-looking soldiers. Alicia Melchior is the female protagonist, a baker and town watch captain. They let a young female to become a town watch captain at that time? How cool! She's also a scout, so she has long move points, but small firepower. You really have to aim for the head if you want to keep alive. Actually, there's a more badass female soldier, who also appears on cutscenes, Rosie Stark, but she's cocky and a racist, plus Alicia is a baker. Alicia returns in Valkyria Chronicles 2 as a cameo, where sadly now Gallia uses child soldiers, and is a secret playable character, but she's the canonical main character no more. As for Valkyria Chronicles itself, the third is not released outside Japan, since like Yakuza 5, the publisher is Sega, and they use the same non-Japanese won't like this game excuse. So much for European inspiration. Say, das Soft ist fertig is in German. Don't say, I'll make a Gallian cheese out of you, Imperial scum. Number 3. Female protagonist from Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 Portable on the PSP. Good. She's cute and badass. Bad. She'll date you 10 times max since her schedule's very tight. Good and bad. List of possible love interests: 2 classmates, a primary school kid, a shady guy, and an android, according to several porn comics. If you're keeping score, internet, I just said that without laughing. Created character as an ideal girlfriend. LOL. No. This is different. The only thing you can customize about the female protagonist is her name. Other than that, her look and personality are fixed. Even her weapon is fixed. The Naginata polearm class, which can be upgraded into hockey sticks, or a public toilet scrub, causing ailments to monsters. The female protagonist is not a silent, moody guy. She's a cheerful and lively girl who can say a bad word or two when pushed. and she houses the power of a pantheon of gods, demons, and everything in between. Even outside the demon world, she can still take punks, bullies, and child custody battle by herself. If this list is ranked by preference, the female protagonist, called lovingly Hamuko by Japanese fans, is my number 1. Oh no, I cannot. She's under 18. Say Yakushima. Don't say. This bikini hammer improves your defense, senpai. Number 2. Eleanor Fisher from Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, on the PS3. Good. She's more kick-ass than Claudia Black. Bad. She lives in a world where there are lost cities and yawn, secret societies where powerful figures decide the course of history. There's no such thing in real life, right? Right? Good and bad? She does a commercial for Toyota. Right. I have never played anything in Uncharted. I don't think I have to. Must be great games and all, but I'm not a great fan of Indiana Jones. I'm okay with the franchise, even bought the pulp novels regularly. Indiana Jones would have wished his wife could launch a grenade the way Elena does. She is a rare instance of executives' business instinct prevailing over developers' creative drive. Naughty Dog designed her to be a short-haired brunette, but Sony said that a square-chinned blonde looks better. She raced neck-to-neck with Assassin's Creed Lucy Stillman in both 2007 and 2009, before 2011 brought in different fates to both. Elena wins. Say, yeah, it's like a camera. You just point and shoot, right? Don't say, you are the worst liar. Number 1. Jodie Holmes from Beyond Two Souls on the PS3. Good. She's a psychic CIA agent. Bad. Her bro can possess and strangle you at will. Good and bad. She's seen more human misery than a foreign correspondent does. What's not to like about Ellen Page? Hipsters love Juno, where she walks around town with a litre of orange juice for an unholy purpose. Nerds love Kitty Pryde, who owns Juggernaut, the bane of English underworld and soccer fields, BRE, football pitches. Jodie Holmes has worse problems than teenage pregnancy and mutant phobia. CIA exploits her, other kids hate her, and vigorous drawing gives her bleeding nose. All for the purpose of giving another lease of life for adventure game and showing Japan what does visual novel supposed to be. She changes the game. So she's number 1 based on timeline, and, I guess by preference, she also trumps over the female protagonist. Congratulations, Jodie. And Aiden. Friend? Say. Aiden, go. Don't say. Ellie. You're Ellie, right? It's a good thing that there are plenty of female characters out there who are not only eye candy or kicking ass per se, while being subjected to naughty camera angles in the process. Looking from the timeline perspective, there are indeed stronger and deeper female character development over the decades, and that is good. This list is by no means exhaustive, but I hope it is pretty unique. Aveline de Grand Prix shows that it's possible to sell a minority woman as a hero, and I hope gamers, developers, and publishers accept the diversity of gaming heroes in this decade and the next. List by A Writing Dog. This being 90s, the age of angry white females. Shit. Whoops. Attacks the neutral colony of Switzerland, Gallia. This is fucking just unreadable. She still can take punks, bullies, and child custody. Fuck you. Fuck off, Writing Dog. The bane of English. He actually says that.